Welcome to Marketplace Finds, where we show off some crazy and interesting cars for sale, judge what we think of the price, then order it in our tier list. This man really looked at a perfectly normal Chevy Blazer and cut off the roof to make it into a convertible. But not only that, every picture of this thing looks like it was taken mid-escape from a crime scene. Half of them are blurry, crooked, or shot at 2 AM, like the Blazer didn't want to be photographed. Even the video they took is minimum effort. Either way, I guess you can't complain for $1,200. Just enjoy the extra breeze and extra bugs to the face. Alright boys, gather around, we've got a real one today. Not a Fiero wearing a Halloween costume, not a kit car, assembled by a man named Randy in his shed, a genuine actual Lotus Esprit V8, the supercar for people who wanted Ferrari looks but also enjoyed gambling with their bank account. The whole body is one giant aerodynamic Dorito, sharp angles, low roofline, and a stance lower than your self-esteem after checking the repair cost. It was repainted 4 years ago, and as you can see, the yellow is so bright it could probably blind a moth. Inside, you get that British sports car charm, switches from 3 different manufacturers, leather that has the texture of a well-used wallet, and ergonomics designed by someone who clearly had never sat in a chair before, but it's all intact, and the manual shifter sits there like a promise that you're about to do something stupid but memorable. Here's where things get interesting. The seller basically replaced every part under the hood twice, and it still somehow has a check engine light that's been on for the last 6 years. They are after $60,000, and honestly, for a clean, sorted, non-replica Esprit with all the expensive stuff already handled, that's really not a bad price. Usually when a mystery windowless 70s van shows up on Marketplace, we're legally required to roast it. Half the time they've got shag carpet that smells like sadness, a mattress that looks like it's seen war, and an owner who definitely shouldn't be allowed within 500 feet of a playground. But this one is different, sitting on an insane 18-inch lift with 38-inch tires big enough to roll over a Prius and never even notice, and the spare tire on the back, that thing is a full roommate. You could rent it out for $800 a month in Calgary. It's even wheelchair accessible at its insane height by use of this lift, and instead of the usual don't go in the back vibes, this thing's pretty normal, with see-through rear windows so Jesus can catch you sinning. There are mods galore such as a front and rear winch, upgraded diffs, but best of all is the unpictured recently rebuilt 383 stroker, making a huge 430 horsepower. It's quite easily the coolest van we've come across, but it doesn't come cheap, sitting at $21,000. However, they did say, make me an offer, so you might get it cheaper. Some builds are clean, some builds are tasteful, and then there's this Audi S4, built by someone who clearly hit buy now on every single car related ad they ever saw. On the outside, it looks like someone tried to build a wide body RS4 after watching one YouTube tutorial at 2 AM. Just look at the side skirts. What the hell is even going on there? The wheels are real 3-piece BBS though, which is hilarious because the wheels are worth more than the rest of the car combined. Inside, it's like the owner challenged themselves to turn an S4 into a Spirit Airlines lounge. There's blue trim everywhere, random accents slapped on like stickers, and of course a homemade star ceiling. Then there's the engine, which the seller proudly announces it only has 20% power, meaning this V8 currently produces the strength of a Roomba, and it's topped off with an engine cover airbrushed with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Perfect, because you'll need all 3 of them pushing to get this thing up a hill. The seller wants $3,500 for it, which sounds like a deal until you realize that's roughly what you'll spend just diagnosing why it has the horsepower of a push mower. Facebook Marketplace has once again delivered a Honda Civic that looked at all the Wranglers on the road and said, yeah, I can do that. But unlike the usual Home Depot engineered off-road Civics we normally see, this one is weirdly competent. For starters, it's sitting on a custom 3-inch lift and 27-inch general grabbers, which is enough to make this thing tower over stock Civics like it just discovered protein powder. Up front, the seller has tucked a fully functional winch neatly behind the bumper, not zip tied to a license plate bracket like we normally expect. Even the snorkel looks almost factory, perfect for when your local McDonald's drainage ditch starts to flood. They are after $4,500, which is not bad for a Civic that's already survived more forest trails than a Subaru commercial. It's been a while since we've had a Daihatsu midget on here, and honestly, I miss these little goblin vans. Every time one pops up, it looks like someone tried to draw a truck from memory after being bonked on the head with a frying pan. It's adorable, it's confused, basically the pug version of a car. On the outside, it's rocking that weird styling with one giant Cyclops spare tire on the nose, headlights that look permanently startled, and whatever body shape you'd call the side profile. This one's been dipped in teal, like a Nintendo DS from 2006 reincarnated as a delivery van. Inside you get 2 seats that could only fit a toddler comfortably, a steering wheel the size of a dinner plate, and the engine mounted directly under your butt, which is probably great in winter. Speaking of that engine, it's your classic K-car baby 3-cylinder, pushing out about 28 horsepower on a good day, so you might be able to win some mobility scooter races. I'll give the seller one thing, they didn't cheap out, which makes it even more surprising that they are only after $6,000, which for one of these is a steal. This 2010 BMW 528 might look like a normal, clean blue sedan from the front, but take one step to the side and you're suddenly transported straight into an episode of Dragon Ball Super. The entire profile profile of the car is wrapped in a full scene battle mural of Goku and Vegeta going blue form, like they're powering up to get whatever traffic dares to pull next to you. As a 90s kid, I can't even really hate it, and I'm just glad that the wrap job actually looks decent, and not some Alibaba wrap that starts peeling the first time it sees the sun. Inside it's had a fair few modifications as well, with a ton of blue accents and custom touches. Onto the price, it's surprisingly not.
Over 9,000!
As they're after $7,800, a lot more reasonable than I expected from them. Alright, strap in, because this Jaguar has been through more emotional damage than a teenage boy who just got left on red. This 2010 Jaguar XF didn't just get vandalized, this thing got emotionally ventilated. This isn't graffiti, this is the artistic equivalent of an ex-girlfriend screaming "you know what you did," but instead of sending long paragraphs at 3 AM, she grabbed a $4 can of Home Depot spray paint, kicked out a window, and unleashed her inner Banksy. From the looks of it, she held that nozzle down like it owed her child support. You've got red, white, grey, and probably tears, just layers of rage fumes. She didn't even let the seats live. And then there's the seller's description, where they casually say it had some graffiti on it, just some, as if a car should have any amount of spray paint on it, except for a 16-year-old's first car's paint job. It's an absolute mess, but for the only $1,200 asking price, the engine and transmission are easily worth double that alone. If one already riced out car was too much for your eyes, well, I'm sorry to say we've got another one, being this 2012 Hyundai Veloster. It's rocking more canards, fins, and random plastic triangles than a Lego set. Every inch has some kind of modification, desperately trying to convince you that this thing is fast, but it's definitely not working. At least it's slow enough that those fender flare spikes won't be able to hurt someone. And then there's the tinted out headlights, or the universal sign that either the driver wants this car to be written off driving at night, or that they didn't get enough attention as a kid and love it when the police inevitably pull them over for it. The interior honestly isn't that bad, being mostly stock, aside from some masks that I really hope are just left over from Halloween and not a permanent design. It's been listed up for $5,800, which isn't that bad, until you read that it's done 190,000 miles, which on a Hyundai is basically like living to 110 years old. 99% of drivers get annoyed the moment they see a 49cc leaf blower puttering down the road holding up traffic, but this guy really wanted to hit 100% hate rate, and how they did that of course is by strapping a concert grade audio system to a scooter that already struggles to outrun a golf cart. They even gave us a video so you can feel your blood pressure rise in real time. They're after $5,500 for it, which already sounds overpriced, but maybe that's a good thing, because they might just realize what a dumb idea it was to modify it like this. This one's just a little bonus find we came across. It's a 2008 Chevy 1500, which looks like a normal truck in this photo, and then bam, the whole bed lid lifts up to the sky, revealing what might just be the best truck bed we've ever seen. You get two 30-inch TVs with working satellite, 4 speakers, 2 coolers, and even a grill that slides out. Ideal for those nights, she says, sleep in your truck, and you respond by hosting Monday Night Football from the driveway. They're after $26,000, which is unfortunately insanely overpriced even for a cool build. At first glance, you'll notice, actually no you won't, because the seller apparently forgot the exterior exists. We get half of one photo of the outside, just enough to confirm it's orange and that it might be a Ford Expedition and not a giant bag of Cheetos on 26s. But the interior? Oh, they documented every molecule of that. Open the hatch and you're greeted by a full movie theater, 4 huge speakers, an Xbox 360, and more screens than an airport terminal. Every panel inside is dipped, wrapped, and upholstered in the most brightest shade of orange known to mankind. Even the door panels have their own speaker colonies, which of course has got vertical doors. The sheer amount of tangerine leather, custom stitching, and monitors to live stream every angle of your bad decisions is impressive. 11 grand is a bold ask, but to be fair, there's probably $10,500 worth of speakers and $500 worth of Ford still left. You know all those videos of Mustang drivers leaving a car meet before promptly hitting a curb, tree, or barrier? Well, this is probably the aftermath of one, because as you can see, the front end has been completely deleted and in its place, a trailer hitch questionably installed. So now 3 of your buddies can enjoy what's left of your car in an even more dangerous way. At least the leather seats do look comfortable. It's been listed up for only $750, so it's cheap I guess, but I really have no clue who or what this is made for. Every once in a while, a vehicle appears that makes you ask the big questions in life. Questions like, what kind of person builds a limo like this? And do I need to call the police? It's a 1996 Lincoln Stretch limo that looks like it's been banned from at least 12 counties and 3 PTA meetings. Let's start with the obvious. I heart hot mums down the side, because let's be real, who doesn't? But I am afraid the only mums you'll probably pick up in this compete in chain smoking cigarette competitions and have names like Deborah or Cheryl. Now let's talk about the front end, because of course it's got a set of bull bars bigger than the engine's horsepower output, but that does confirm whoever made this is following in Danny Duncan's footsteps. We can't also miss the Hell Yeah brother and Giant 69 at the back too, just for good measure. The inside is surprisingly clean, as in without using a black light on those seats, but the fact they haven't been chewed up by a rogue rodent is surprising. If you were planning on buying this to pick up some local gilfs. It's unfortunately already sold for an undisclosed amount. But don't worry, we're sure to find you a replacement on this channel in no time. This next one is a doozy, because someone looked at a semi-truck and decided it would make for a great party bus. Still painted in what can only be described as emergency red, the poor paint job or battle against the sun reveals the fiberglass cabin on the back was not a factory edition. Open the back and suddenly you're in a limo lounge for people who've made terrible financial decisions. It's all quilted leather, glossy ceiling panels, strip lighting, and enough seating to host a mildly successful podcast. The seller is after an insane $185,000, which is way more than these have been selling for. But how many other vehicles can tow your car home after some drink driving while still keeping the partying going? We all know what a donk is, but I think this next one might just be a level above, something you'd unlock after beating the final boss in Need for Speed Florida Edition. The tires are so skinny you'd get more sidewall from a bicycle, and of course most of the photos were a screenshot taken from a Facebook post when it was being painted, which I unfortunately can't even hate because that candy orange is clean. The seller even says the LS motor don't care about the size of rims. Yeah, it doesn't care because it's too busy praying every time you hit the gas that the drivetrain doesn't shear itself in half from the leverage of those wagon wheels. They want $8,500 and even threw in a free paint job, so if you sell the rims, you're honestly not looking at a bad deal. Somebody spent 600 hours airbrushing the Chevy HHR, which is funny because that's about 599 hours more effort than Chevrolet put into designing this car in the first place. If you didn't pick it up already, the theme is clearly Native American, and I swear I'm not racist, but some of those paintings aren't doing them any justice. Up front is a woman, I think, crouching at the river with a malnourished looking wolf or coyote. The back, three elders sitting like they're judging every decision you've ever made, especially the one where you spent 600 hours painting an HHR instead of buying a good vehicle. It was listed up for $11,500, and shockingly, at least to me, it's already been sold. Here's how the final tier list ended up. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong, if there's anything you'll change around. I hope everyone's holidays are going great. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.